Let's get right into it. The 7-7, the hottest topics on the sports landscape, which did include yesterday, the Iowa Hawkeyes 94, LSU 87, an unbelievable basketball game. And quite frankly, it's rare that we see a rematch that lives up to the billing of the first game they played in the national championship. Last night it was Iowa returning the favor in a victory over LSU. You take a look at some of the scores here. Angel Reese, 17 points and 20 rebounds, but certainly the player of the game, Caitlin Clark, 13 of 29 from the floor, 41 points, 12 assists, and 7 rebounds. You got your money's worth last night, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely amazing. We were doing in-game live last night and watching her. And Donnie, this was a tie game at the break, by the way, 45 apiece. And I did not anticipate sweating out a 179.5 over last night. That wasn't on my list of things to do, but I did get caught up in it and hopped on Iowa and the over, and they both hit, Donnie.
Fantastic stuff. Look at that. Joe Ranieri cashing in tickets as we welcome in the radio audience. You're watching and listening live to the early line on a Tuesday morning edition right here on the SportsGrid Network, Sirius XM channel 159. Donnie right side along with Joe Ranieri. The hottest topics on the sports landscape in women's basketball certainly took center stage yesterday. Another awesome game. UConn 80, USC 73. You take a look at the superstars in this game. Juju Watkins chipped in with 29. Paige Beckers, 28 points. UConn back to a Final Four, only playing 6 to 7 kids a game, and they wind up in the national championship picture once again. Back-to-back fantastic games last night. The superstars really came out, and UConn moves on.
Yeah, you know, it's like hot tub time machine, Donnie. You're rolling back the clock, and you're like, wait a minute, UConn's in the Final Four. Wait, women? Yeah, they're back, people. Get used to it here. Gino and company are making a run here again. What a total surprise.
And then with total surprise yesterday that we had a pitcher pitch more than 6 innings with his first start of the season was Ronald Blanco. How about this of the Houston Astros? 10-0 victory, which is big for Houston because that gave them their first victory of the year, but a no-hitter, 9 innings pitched, no hits, no runs, 7 Ks, only 2 walks. He was absolutely phenomenal. My favorite part about this game, I actually thought Toronto would at least get 4 runs here. They didn't even get 4 hits. They got nothing. Impressive performance as Houston gets their first win of the season.
Just a great story. The earliest no-hitter in baseball history by date here. We've never had anything like that before. You know, 4 games into the season here, Donnie? And, I mean, Toronto was swinging at everything. They certainly helped him a lot last night in the early going. But, hey, no-hitter's a no-hitter. And this was a guy that was on the fringe of the rotation, too, Donnie, in spring training. But I think he might have bought himself a couple of more starts here at least.
No doubt about it. Also, you take a look at that game as you were watching. Sometimes when you see like a no-hitter in progress, the pitcher is absolutely filthy. Like you can't touch his stuff. It just looked like fastballs in and out. They just couldn't make enough contact here to get any base knocks. But I tell you who was making contact. It was that Astros offense plating 10 runs with an easy victory yesterday. Talking about great pitching performances, let's take it over to Chicago. Now, maybe you're going to get a lot of great pitching performances this year against the Colorado Rockies as they were shut out by the Cubs 5-0. Imanaga, 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, 9 Ks and no walks. He was absolutely superb in the cooler temperatures in the Windy City.
Yeah, Charlie Blackmon's single in the with 2 outs in the 6th was what broke it up. The kid was impressive, man. Make no mistake about it. What is but he's not young either. He's not like a 22, 20. I think he's like 30, 31 years old here making his debut. And my goodness, that stuff was filthy there, Donnie, watching that.
Cold temperatures, winds blowing in. That's when you want to pitch at Wrigley Field. Oh, I can't wait, Joe, till we get till June, July. 87 degrees, 17 mile an hour blowing out dead center field. Let's see if Imanaga's up to the hype then at that point. I'll tell you who's up to the hype last night. I thought the Pelicans were actually a decent side at -1 at home. Not the case. The Phoenix Suns come to town and take care of them. 124-111. This is a game with the standings that you want to watch in the Western Conference. Kevin Durant had 20 points. Bradley Beal had 13 points. But you know who the other big three was? Ready to rock and roll? It was Devin Booker, 8 of 16 from three-point range on his way to 52 points. This is what we want from the Suns here, Joe.
Well, yeah, I mean, can you get that in a best-of-7 series each and every night? Because I think, Donnie, that's what it's going to have to take with this team. But absolutely embarrassing, New Orleans, on your own home court here with playoff implications, and you got boat raced.
Crazy stuff yesterday. And this makes it so tough for me to look at the Suns. If they are going to play good basketball over these final 5, 6, 7 games, maybe they're worth a wager. But we've seen this story play out before. But that's a great win yesterday where the big three came to play, particularly with Devin Booker dropping over 50 points. Let's take a look at the Hawks and the Bulls. We might have a preview of a play-in tournament game coming up in just a few weeks alone. But the Hawks got the better of the Bulls on the road, 113-101. A balanced performance from the starting lineup here for the Hawks. A solid win for them as they improve to, I don't know if you can say improve to 35-40. The Bulls now 36-40. They're on a collision course for the playoffs to take on each other.
Oh, yeah. I mean, an absolute matchup that nobody wants to see. But yet here we are watching mediocre basketball teams battle it out for a spot in the playoffs. That is, isn't there a rule, Donnie? Like you have to be at least 500 to make the playoffs? Or no, not in the NBA. 35-40 will get you into the playoffs. Is that how it works now? Yeah, no thanks. We'll move on.
Yeah, typically in the Eastern Conference, it happens each and every year, those bottom teams. We'll see if they roll. There are some interesting bottom teams in there with the Miami Heat and the Philadelphia 76ers, which we'll talk about a little bit later in the show. But if you're looking for jobs here, now's the time to secure one. How about this? Carson Wentz signs a 1-year deal. And it's with Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs. So maybe get some pressure on Patrick Mahomes where Wentz might be the big dog on campus. Yeah, not so fast here. Wentz getting a paycheck there from Andy Reid. I don't know how long he's going to play in the NFL, Carson Wentz, but you do have job security if you're sitting behind Patrick Mahomes. Because number one, Mahomes is going to play. He's going to play well. You're going to hold the clipboard. You're going to get some money.
I can't think of a better gig in the NFL than to be the backup to guys like Patrick Mahomes or the backup to like Dan Marino over the years or the backup to Tom Brady. Like those have got to be the best sixth-man gigs in the world, man. You are just collecting checks, hanging out, being a cheerleader, which is exactly where Carson Wentz belongs. Right there on the sideline with a clipboard, my friend.
Resurrection of his career with the Rams. He looked incredible out there, Joe. What are you watching? He even beat the 49ers, who didn't have any starters in the ball game, but it's still a victory and found himself here with a new NFL team in Kansas City. The NFL never stops. We always try to keep you updated. And the draft, not too far away now, but we got some bigger topics to cover, which includes women's college basketball. The coach, James Young, going to join us next. So you keep that dial right here. Here's XM Channel 159.